What if I told you there was a way to get Warmind Cells without using the new Seraph weapons? And what if I told you that this was one of the most powerful builds in the entire game? Hello everyone, it's Truds here, and today we are going to be bringing you another Destiny 2 video. First up, I want to cover off with some pretext about my videos and the content within. I try to cover each build extensively with a deep dive into how the perks work, the benefits of them, and how they synergize well together. Given that I'm going to be bringing you a variety of builds over the coming weeks and months ahead, I want you to know what you're likely to get. You won't generally see breakdowns of numbers or percentages, as I take these as more of a layman's guide, trying to give you just the vital information to get it flowing in a way that I myself view the game from the outside looking in. I generally know what's good, what's bad and why, which I feel is enough to get the most out of the game Bungie puts in front of us. The content might be long, it might be short, but is always covering the key aspects of any build and how I came to put it together. I've always funneled my gameplay from the start of D1 into what I find fun, so whether that's throwing insane amount of grenades or broken super regen builds, I've done it. So if that's something you like, then thank you for sticking around. Your support is always appreciated, and on that, let's get into the video. So, if you've been playing somewhat in the new season of the Worthy, it's highly likely that you've come across the new Warmind Cells. These are the big glowing orange orbs that drop periodically among all areas of the game. It's likely you've probably looked at them and thought, where the hell did that come from? I didn't shoot that enemy, and I wonder what happens if I shoot it. You then proceed to shoot it, and nothing. A little pop and fizz. There was no enemies around. It didn't really do anything. You probably thought nothing of it and carried on your bounty chore list. You might have even experimented with putting a Warmind mod on that dropped as an end of event reward from the Seraph Towers, and yet still you ended up with the same underwhelming response. Well, here I am to help you turn them bright glowing orbs into your best friends and most powerful ally in the game. Before you know it, you'll be destroying wave upon wave of enemies with a single orb using the least amount of effort. So first up, let's look at the Warmind Cells, where you get them from and how they are meant to work. Warmind Cells are currently obtainable from the seasonal event, the Seraph Towers. You'll get 4 from each location, that's the EDZ, Moon and IO, upon successful completion when they are the rotating Warmind event location. As of the week commencing the 30th of March, it's currently the Moon and they're on a 2-week rotation. You simply need to open the end of event Warmind chest using an encrypted Warmind bit, and you'll get 1 of the 4 for each location. So if you're up to date, you should have at least 8 showing in your mod collection tab for the season. You can obtain a further 2 Warmind Cells for successfully upgrading the Warmind bunkers at each location too. The Warmind Cells fit into the seasonal mod slots in your armour pieces and will currently work with both Worthy and Dawn armour after the recent update by Bungie. So if you've got decent stats from your Dawn armour grind, you don't need to bin it at all just yet to benefit from this new system. A number of the mods are elemental affinity related, so if you're experimenting, be sure to keep that in mind. Each Warmind Cell has a different benefit and use in the game, ranging from a buff to a debuff and anything in between. So that's the basics of the Warmind Cells covered off, so hopefully it'll give you some footing as we go into this extremely powerful build. Let's begin with the main Warmind Cell that we're going to be utilising first in this build. Like I said at the start of the video, there's a way to produce Warmind Cells without using the new Seraph Weapons. The Seraph Weapons come with the intrinsic perk built in that they have a chance to provide Warmind Cells on kills. However, with this mod, the Wrath of Rasputin, you can totally bypass that mechanic in the game. This mod specifically drops from the Moon Seraph Tower event and comes with the following perk, where solar splash damage final blows have a chance to create Warmind Cells. So what's interesting with this mod is that it states solar splash final blows. Now this can come from a number of weapons, including those with dragonfly style perks or solar explosive rounds. It also includes solar abilities such as the Warlock solar grenades and melee abilities, as well as the Dawnblade super. Keep that in mind as we put the rest of this build together. In total, we are going to be using 4 Warmind Cell mods, which all increase the lethality of the Warmind Cells as well as your damage output with your weapons. The beauty of these mods is that none of them cost any more than 4 energy, meaning that you can still pair them with ammo finders, scavenger mods and even ability regen mods too. Also, none of them are tied to specific armour pieces, meaning you can mix and match them across your loadout to benefit your playstyle as you please. The Wrath mod only costs 1 solar energy and so is effectively a non-starter to use on nearly any build anyway. The next mod we are going to use is Burning Cells, another solar affinity mod which costs only 3 energy, which drops from the EDZ Tower public event. Its perk pretty much does what it says on the tin too. When destroying a Warmind Cell, it creates a burst of solar energy which causes enemies to burn for 7 seconds. This blends in with the overall explosive damage of destroying a Warmind Cell, adding a damage over time effect to any enemy still alive after the initial burst. But to increase the potency of this perk combo, we're going to add the Global Reach mod into the mould, costing a neutral 1 energy, and again from the EDZ Tower event. It's another non-starter with any of the Warmind Cell builds, and this one basically increases the blast radius and effects of Warmind Cells that you destroy. Finally, we're going to dump in the Power of Rasputin mod. It costs 4 void energy and drops from the Moon Tower event, and this one helps with your overall damage output of your weapons as it increases weapon damage to enemies who are near Warmind Cells. It's a nice one as it kind of complements the rest of the build, as generally you'll get waves of adds followed by a mini boss. So if you took advantage of creating a Warmind Cell from the Wrath of Rasputin mod, you can now do additional damage to that mini boss and surrounding enemies before blowing up the Warmind Cell for maximum benefit using the Burning Cells and Global Reach mods. Another great benefit of this power mod is that it actually highlights enemies in a yellow hue, indicating which enemies are going to benefit from the buff to your weapon damage. This also gives a nice visual indicator too as to which enemies were likely to be blown up from the resulting explosion of the Warmind Cell. These mods all work in great synergy with one another, especially as you roll from encounter to encounter in all aspects of the game. That's the mods covered, so let's look at the weapons and armour loadouts we're going to use to maximise the effectiveness of it and make it into the truly powerful build we promised at the outset of the video. Basically, with this build, we're looking to increase the potency of the Wrath of Rasputin mod, and there's no better solar splash damage primary in the game right now than the OG vanilla fan favourite, Sunshot. This weapon was loved by all, but also despised just as much due to its lacklustre trait and low magazine size. Thankfully, due to a catalyst from the Warmind expansion buffing its explosive Sunblast trait and the more recent Shadowkeep buff to its magazine size, it really is in a great place and lives up to its exotic status. So how does Sunshot fit into this build? Well, basically any enemy killed by Sunshot explodes with solar energy, which also chains onto nearby enemies, causing a chain reaction likened to multiple dynamite explosions going off one after the other. It's highly effective at destroying clusters of adds, and with each solar explosion it increases your chances of creating a Warmind Cell, which when destroyed again offers a chance of creating another Warmind Cell. Sunshot isn't the only solar weapon you can use with this build, and we'll go over some of the options later, but for now we'll stick with it. Now, coming with the Season of the Worthy was an update to a number of exotic armour pieces, and one that stood out instantly was the rework and buff to another Warmind era exotic, Verity's Brow. The updated version of its intrinsic perk, the fourth magic, states energy weapon kills grant death throws, which provides a bonus to the damage of your grenades and grants you grenade energy. When you have death throws and throw a grenade, nearby allies gain greatly increased grenade regen for a short time. Basically, it buffs your grenades with energy weapon kills. Now, by using Sunshot, we're effectively getting a 2-for-1 with a bonus in Warmind Cells damage and a buff to grenades. Now, as mentioned earlier, you can pair it with any solar subclass to increase the chances of solar splash damage kills to get the benefit from the Wrath of Rasputin mod, but as you can see in the gameplay behind, I actually paired it with the bottom tree Voidwalker, as the Attunement of Hunger pairs beautifully with Verity's Brow. Plus, given that Sunshot will be the main weapon of choice to proc your solar kills more regularly, your subclass doesn't need to be solar to make it work. And I'd argue that with Devour recovering your health on a kill, and with Insatiable also recharging your grenades, the Voidwalker complements the Warmind Cells build nicely. But if you want to use this build with Top Tree Dawnblade and become a roaming fighter pilot, Verity's Brow will help keep Heat Rises available to use, and with Winged Sun and Celestial Fire helping with the solar splash damage to create Warmind Cells, it's another solid choice. You can even run it with my previous arc build utilising the artifact mod Lightning Strikes Twice to double down on the arc web capabilities of that insane loadout. But let's circle back to the weapons that you can use to add some variety to your weapon choice. Xenophage, the exotic heavy machine gun, is in a great spot right now, with it offering high DPS numbers, but with its explosive rounds it will offer the chance to drop Warmind Cells too. 1000 Voices is also a top choice if you have it. Another slew of energy weapons include Prometheus Lens, Polaris Lance, Devil's Ruin, and even everybody's favourite Toaster. Other also around weapons include any that have Dragonfly and either cluster bomb rocket launchers for that large area of effect damage. Now obviously, the setup of Warmind Cells plus Sunshot will work nicely across the board for Titans and Hunters out there too. Ashen Wake is a solid choice for Hammer Titan builds, and Shards of Galanor for Hunters will work as well. Honestly, just have a mess around with it to see what works for you, but given the challenging Grandmaster Nightfalls which are coming, these Warmind Cell builds will be a must when it comes to clearing these out in a timely manner. Now hopefully from the background gameplay you've seen how effective this build is at clearing out enemies and how much fun you can have in the various game types across Destiny. Hopefully this one has given you a bit of insight into how you can effectively use the Warmind Cells and how you can use the mods to create an effective build. Again, this is just the start and we're only just dipping our toes into the Warmind Cells. Like I said, there's going to be a number of videos coming out over the next few weeks, and especially once we get the IO bunker open, which will come with a bunch of new Warmind Cell mods, then hopefully there'll be some more interesting builds that you can pair with this one as well as other ones. Once again, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. The support on the channel has been absolutely insane recently, and like I said before, we're trying to build a positive community here on the channel. So if that's something you want, then please hit that subscribe button, and as well, a like rating down below is always greatly appreciated. We've got plenty of build videos coming up in the next few weeks, so please stick around and hopefully we'll see you again next time.